Seated incline bicep curl is a way to increase the amount of stretch sensation at the initial part of the bicep curl. When we consider bodybuilding based movements, we want to try and either focus on a stretch sensation or a squeeze sensation, or ideally both. So when we're in this position here, we want to try and retract our shoulder blades, and if we can, try and pull our shoulder blades down towards our hips so we're depressing them as well. From that position, people will often find there's a bit of a stretch sensation through the bicep, either on the inside or on the outside, and you want to try and maintain that stretch throughout the start of every single one of your reps, because it's from that stretch that you're trying to contract the bicep. And then typically, because people are weaker through their longer range of motions here, you're not going to be able to lift as much weight, and so you'll probably find that there's going to be extra benefit from letting the wrist relax back like this, because that's going to keep the dumbbell further away from the bicep, and therefore it'll just make this part of the movement more difficult as well. People who say that they don't find this exercise works are the ones who do one of two things. They will either, as they curl the way up, they'll bring their elbow forwards and they'll end up just turning it into a normal bicep curl. And because the amount of weight that they lift in the stretch sensation part, as they get towards this bit, they're far too strong for the amount of weight that they're lifting based on the weakness at the start of the movement. So they find that it's not very beneficial. And the other thing that people do is it's an awkward position to be in, so they won't quite lift as much weight, they won't get the stretch sensation, and they will allow their shoulders to roll forwards rather than really pinning the shoulder blades to the bench and keeping this stretch sensation for the start of every single one of the reps. If you do that and you then have the wrists flexed backwards, focus on pulling the forearms to the bicep, and you maintain this outwardly rotated arm position, this is a really great exercise to get a slightly different burning sensation in the bicep that you may not be used to. So bear that in mind and go a little bit lighter than you normally would for other versions of bicep exercises.